Now, the coolest part of this story is that Steve is now sober from alcohol,
Oh yeah.
which is
Yeah.
freaking sick. And you did it cold turkey. And why we're going to
Mm-hmm.
touch on this is because I talk a lot about going slow and steady is the strategy I think works best. It's worked best for me. And here we have a guy, prime example, that just said, you know what, F it, I'm done.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, tell us a little bit about that, how that came about.
Well, I think that sometimes you have to do things for other people, which is contrary, like completely
Okay.
contrary to anything that I have probably ever said on any public forum. But in this instance, it was for me, but it was actually I had gotten a call from my dad about it was like 2 days before. About 2 days before I quit, and I was complaining to him about something. And if anybody knows my father, that is not a thing to do because he'll give you a solution. You won't like it, but he'll give you a solution.
Mm.
And after 2 days of having this conversation, I had basically burned through because I had 51 days of full sobriety for before that, and then the holidays came
Okay.
around, and I just decided I was just going to drink, which I mean, whatever. And I thought, oh, I'll get off of it and I'll go back to being sober. Well, that should have lasted like 2 weeks, but it actually lasted like 5, right? And when I was having the conversation with him, he said, "Hey, by the way," he said, I drank a little bit too much over New Year's or over New Year's, Christmas, whatever. I decided to go sober for a year." And I was like, "Oh, good for you." Didn't even think about it. And he said, "Why don't you do it with me?" And it took me about 20 seconds of silence. Like it was a sales pitch and he was just waiting for me to react. And I said, "Okay, done."
Wow.
And that was it. Well, I mean, look, I share a name with my dad. I respect him. He's highly successful and a high achiever. He wasn't asking me to do it for anything other than the betterment of my own life. I thought about that through in that 20 seconds. I was like,
Mm.
it's my dad. He wants me to do the best I can. He's supporting me and he's also doing it too. If he just came to me and said, "Oh, you need to be sober," I'd be like, "Yeah, F off, dude. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, you're not, so why?" But he was leading by example, right? And as I get older, I see that I have a lot more in common with him than I did before. So I just decided
Very
because
cool.
out of all the people, my dad or my mom, I will never lie to. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like if you ask me a question, I just have to be honest. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep like at
Mm.
all. So I thought, fuck, I just told him that I'm that I'm going to go sober for 365 days. Shit. And then the first 2 days, I just kind of did that like sigh, like, God damn, Steve. And yeah, so the first 2 days was kind of rough. Other than that,
Sure.
or to be honest with you, it's only when I get into these other situations that I don't need to be in that it even crosses my mind, like the gambling,
Okay.
right? If
Yeah.
I were to go to the casino, I'm going to drink non-alcoholic beer. At a golf tournament, I'll drink non-alcoholic beer for fun, right? Like whatever. It literally does nothing to you other than taste like beer, and I don't. I realize that after it's kind of gotten out of my body that I don't even crave like beer, like the alcohol in beer. I kind of crave the taste of beer
Yeah. Okay.
that I don't really like that much, but every once in a while get into a vibe where that's kind of just what I want. So a Heine
For sure.
Zero or a Budweiser Zero that'll do the job. And once you drink 3 of them, you're bloated and you're over it. And you
Mm.
just spent
Okay.
150 calories and you're good, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's it's a matter of if you can do that because some people are addicted to the other stuff. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how the sobriety, the I call it the accident came about.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.